Chapter 17. The Truth Doesn't Hurt. Back when I had a proper job, I worked in the promotional merchandise industry and had a monthly column in their most popular magazine. Once a month, I would attempt to provide some insight into how we, as salespeople, could all do a better job. What the reader ended up with was a rant about how some people really should be removed from the general populace and used as some sort of industrial fertilizer. One group with which I always had a problem were the polite liars. And yes, of course, you get them in every walk of life, including car boot sales. Salespeople get to deal with a lot of polite liars. They're the people that ask you to send an email to introduce your company, or perhaps to send some literature in the post, all of which we know they will never read. These people are just being polite. After all, it's just plain nasty to tell someone you've got no interest in working with them. Funny how we don't seem to feel that same way towards people calling us with PPI and accident claims, but that's a whole other story. The truth is that these people are, in fact, evil. They are time-sucking leeches, and they need to be stopped by any means necessary. And it's not just time that they want to suck out of you, it's money. Sending out literature that will be used to line dustbins and bird cages costs money. But forget about time and money, as if that weren't bad enough. These people actually rob you of your hope. They let you feel, even just for a fleeting moment, that you may be blessed with the opportunity to work with them, and perhaps even make enough money to buy that vintage collection of cornflake packets that you saw online. Hey, we all have our hobbies. But oh no. Right after their nice little lie, they just leave you there, barely giving you a second thought. Bastards. And you'll get them at the boot sales too. The cut is not so deep as it is in the professional world. After all, you've already sacrificed your time at the altar of the boot, so frankly any conversation is a welcome distraction at this point. As for money, well, we've already covered that. So what have they left to take from you? Yeah, your hopes. These people will pick up nearly every item on your stall. They will ask you sensible and probing questions like, "What's this do?" And just when the glimmer hits your eyes that you may well be about to part with yet another Connect 4, they put it down and use their most evil incantation. "I'll come back." They won't. They will not come back. They'll pass you 3 or 4 more times and nod at you with the uncomfortable nod of someone caught in a lie. The truly evil ones may even fashion a smile at you, but the one thing they will not do, that they will never do, is come back. Some people are a little more interesting. I had a very nice little old lady, not an expression, she was old, she was little, and she was a lady, ergo she was a little old lady, tell me that she didn't want to buy my espresso cups because she preferred to drink tea. I told her I sympathised. I didn't buy a Kanye West album because I prefer to listen to music. Oh, and then there's the, "You've got some nice stuff here," and then proceed to not buy any of it. Actually, that's really quite a nice thing to say to someone, so I'll let them have that. In all fairness to these people, and so as to not come across as a total malcontent that's come off of his meds, I get it. These people are just being polite. However, what they fail to realise is that every time they rummage through a stall, they create just that little bit of hope in the mind of the seller. To have those hopes dashed only moments later will still smart, even if you've been doing these sales for years. And isn't the truth so much more polite than some random platitude? What do these people think is going to happen if they just said, "Thanks very much, I'm not entirely sure I need this really. I was more curious than anything. Perhaps if it's available later I may well reconsider. Until then, I bid you good day, sir, and wish your attendance of this sale to prove to be a most fruitful endeavour." Frankly, if they did say that, I'm fairly sure I'd give them the item for free, and then ask them if we could be friends on Facebook. Oh, and between starting this book and publishing it, Kanye West elected to change his name to Ye. I share this with you in order to stay current, but please, please, please do not mistake my doing this as any indication that I could care less.